Greg Parcell of Samsung. Today is Dave Young, our senior doing today. We're going to the Samsung wireless LAN available to you today. A couple of new products, a couple of new APs, and we've recently launched an analytical package, a base package, and maybe even do a little bit of a demo this afternoon. So we have a lot. We're excited about it. We're joined by our partner down south, a couple others from it. So I think Dave, probably a little bit, and let's stop and take some questions. Pick up the probably the best way to. If you have questions that you want, we'll monitor that also. But that, Dave, I'll turn things over to you. Let's get started.
All right, thanks, Greg. Appreciate having us to your resellers. Young, like Greg said, product manager for WLAN Enterprise, and I'll be our new and version that's going to be coming up, and the same. You know, you guys have been some team for quite mobility, getting out and about. Our Samsung flagship, part of Samsung, part of that family. We test products Samsung and do multiple also. So being innovative, our neat teams integrate these products. We're moving forward with and even English mark testing that we'll be showing you later. Again, we're to connect to everything. We have a rich heritage of people and businesses, large network selling, new technologies we'll be introducing, and also create experiences. The resellers and your end can hear from you. Want it. So integration with us and provide areas we can for you. Through innovation, while cell testing and developtions, our hardware and our software into the platform. Our lines work, complement features, the 5G and 4G. Pretty much the R&D is in our network, is built, and we provide a feature access point to the cell coverage. As you move from 1A, it uses that same as the cell. So we have we've done some of those that are problems others in these networks. So currently, we have we're pretty much focused on 1 and Wave 2 to 11 AC. These are new high. We have which 11 AC Wave 1 selection, including our the main ones that WI, which is that provides this per second. To that one is the 403, and what provides an internal with that scans the automatic detection channel, actually configures automatically in your net by the 1.3 gig external that provides externally from our Ventive, and that with the whips central by different antennas by direct depending on you're in a large venue, you can definitely have different antennas for that particular. We have two special 412H, a 2x2 wall point, great for student and application. 4 ports on it, wired connection that you require. We have SI, which is access point, comes with the video. Then it also comes with low energy Bluetooth or location, an internal beam. You don't need when you're sensing like shop environments. You have little read those tags, and it also has the Internet of Things used for devices. 2 outdoor in the 463. Familiar with again the 3 antenna P. P is a mesh AP. An out antenna and 3 antennas for a mesh network.
Why would somebody what would be that for as familiar? Or what's the advantages to
more antennas? 53.
Yes, sir. The 2x2s, the 3x3 antennas. What are the advantages?
Sure. So it's lower connections throughput. 3x3 you can actually is with the bandwidth that's allocated access point, and it has the stream has a 2-stream, the 3 stream. You can allocate bandwidth that you have a 4K or a mobile phone, a tablet. set up a 20 beam, a 40 pipe, 80, and you can bond the higher throughput products that you want. The more, the higher, which will wave one, the higher streams that you can authenticate and do the network.
But this is so if I've got a high, I probably want more into.
That's correct. Again, with mesh, you have a mesh environment. You can an AP that doesn't have you can have it out, for example. You can 2.4 gigahertz. People would that, and the antennas will that traffic back on the next access and bring so you can have mesh that doesn't require a wired connection up or to a like that, depending on what your help to answer your question. Pretty much about it's a 4x4 and have higher through actually bond up to a gigabit path. There was no hardly any devices at that point. You can do a 20 hertz up an 80 hertz or bonded channel set up 4 these throughput 7 gigabit per second throughput.
Faster APs, right?
Your fastest right now. There are 8x8, so those out yet. That's 802 is a new standard that's coming out. Again, they haven't finished. Those 4 is the highest throughput. And we benchmarking that shows the access points do for a lot of our competition. The report coming out. The new are the 514i, so the 52860 low cost, and the list price is $60. 4x4 will be is dollars. So these are costs. There are to these, which is standpoint for our 504. You'll need to decide how much features specifically want to tunnel back to your control. That's one of the limitations to local traffic. Spectrum analyzer, the higher end do. So normally you won't be in a normal traffic pattern. So a good value for same software as the high end provides a different chipset. Are in pretty much I did the last but again, high speed, high performance environments where you have connected. The 512i, we can connect up to 27 to that one access. So it's a lot of devices. Again, data rates go from bits per second up to 1. On a 1.7 gig 6 or a Cat5 cable, gigabit. So at a 1.7 gig, you'll need 2 cables coming from that bond the features that we intelligent beam collectors that'll depending on where you're putting these in that we can definitely select those antennas that go self-organize. The standard we from a Samsung are and how they organize automatic. So provide setup in their environment. Move from one AP to another. It's value proposition for our customers here. We have voice, which is effective. We, as far as voice goes, G from our cell, the voice, and that's one of the pride ourselves in. And the dedicated WIPS mod is the intrusion prevention. Intrusion protection is so you can detect anything, a rogue AP, your network. We can actually and prevent that access point from getting into or is definitely different function network, and we can set that. It's definitely preventing your network. Cloud and standalone, so you can buy the access is built in, so we change this to a standalone customer that has room, small business, standalone AP, and it has you just plug it in and controllers. But to it, our outdoor access ruggedized points. If you compare like a Ruckus or how sturdy resist points are, something that you can, of course, you don't want to throw them up. They'll stand on the traffic that you put from a weather from negative 40 degrees Fahrenheit. So it'll last data rate free. So data rates up to a bit. Support an IP67 standards. And this is the 401. It only has the 3 because it'll be, and then wire or 5 gigahertz out. Again, the As the 6.3 would be out 0.4, or if your customers, so you would backhaul. Either most competitors will allow you to do a 5 gigabit, the Samsung one, the 2.4 or the 5. At this point, this is new, end of 2016, I believe. So this is an 802 access point that has switch ports. You can connect one LAN does PoE for it. So at 53 for one of our phones and run it off. Support for the wireless and format based standards. So these meet our standard gang boxes, and it has with a slide mount and Ulta mount bracket, not a configuration device. The wide beam for guest rooms is primarily made for an automatic on-off schedule and presence of energy. It's got O port 4, which will be able to provide Internet of Things support. Another thing I talked about a little side Internet of Things. This provides gigabit by access, and LE, which is Bluetooth and Zigbee Internet of Things protocol, 0.3 gigabits per second, wavelet AC environment. Provides beacons, and in its perspective, it'll save energy from beacons from your device, beacons, which you'll have beacon access point itself. Not automated power, and it provides location solution services because it has the sensor side for light control sensors, and we have an IoT the data is it off to any kind of analytics device needs the information.
Hey Dave, let's start talking about controllers. Questions I haven't addressed yet that we have?
Yeah, I'd like to know the distances. Did I hear something about
40 degrees? Yeah, so that's best 40 degrees to 31 degrees Fahrenheit. What was the other question? Sorry.
what kind of distances for these units?
Well, they meet the standard, so feet, depending on it. In the room size, you're gonna your heat map, to do your pre-plan how get set up. We have a company called Echo How, our access point heat, and it'll show our way those usually, but you can get up to 10. Does that help?
Hey, on the heat map thing, so let's say the Trinity, how do they get that tool or resource? Is that something they send to us? How do we get out of the trouble to have this great tool? Do we use it?
You purchase it from Echo How, use it currently. If you need help, definitely help you put these together. But
supply print,
you get if you go I usually have a blueprint too.
I think guys are used to getting blueprints.
Yeah.
We know how to get a blueprint. We import it into a tool.
Correct. Exactly. The Echo How application, they actually surveys too. Surveys that after you get
Dave or Greg, we'll wait for that software so that I'm up internally. So
Certainly, we'll do. What I've asked the resellers to bring these opportunities, and then we'll get the right to the site surveys. And
cool. Thanks.
All right. Let's move over to our 8500. Higher or lower, the 8050 will do it. If you're going to use centralized access points, we'll go local over 200. The traffic or receiving, the traffic will come up to that local Ethernet. Traffic is where branch office or something like that, a lot of access area. You want to drop that traffic off locally. The access point will take it and send it to. So those are controller. Used for a small SMB remote offices, up to 3,000 on it, and getting 6 minutes, and then as it come up as active of 12 clustered controller pay as you go man. That's up our controllers. Full firewall. A built-in authenticator server, outside provide server. It does enable ability, just like
for everybody that is no. Sorry, what is a radius server?
So a radius is a application allows you to authenticate to the device and have your a secure Wi-Fi connection. So it authenticates password or will allow you on. And there's many ways, different ways to connect into it. And there's different configuration security using it. A lot of security, how to offload it off of the computer. You can use a third-party authentication. You can use Radius, and you can deliver it that way. We do have a that we an information of how to sell the Samsung solution. At the top, there's how you understand the solution, become enabled, and sell, and there's partner resource as part of this. In the table of introduction, it shows here and the solution marketing trend which is available for you. And then as far as becoming some battle cards, so you can look at and how they so different products you can compare to. Sure, Rocky, that we've had. Success stories we have enough put in like IX, cultural trust is a few. So we'll show you how to implement it. Resources. The next thing, our new analytics is a valued portfolio that you're getting from the device users that are actually coming, and station gathers you a report. So it's an analytics to a full information from understand who's in their net, how they can transfer your customers. So it's some branded solution. Provides guest Wi-Fi portal can log in from the access and get more information from. Again, collects the information the customer is providing you, your different behavior of that person that's in their store, and give them more experience in there. Intelligent triggering campaigns allows you when you get you can understand, give them some ideas in their area, the venue. It provides a journey. So when you first log in, it'll give you the web splash page to that venue, to certain areas, send emails. If you want to, you'll have that as into this. You can get messages, emails, and smart advertisements, videos, and you can be more as part of the Wi-Fi service analytics. It's a tool that gives you metrics and how you want to perceive what they're going to excite. Presence analytics. So into your area, into log in. We can devices area. How much traffic get close, and if they're there we can collect that, and if a person's interested, see how we can get them in the door. Get traffic. As many find the businesses, you can schedule campaigns. Run visitors, average duration, and where they're going to be at, and how you can do that as you move forward. Part of it's just been released. Guest analytics provide together. We have the basic professional package, minimum package. Another pack, marketing add-on, trigger campaigns, and advanced marketing provided. The enterprise package. This package has, depending on the access, can more information is provided in this package. Then premium package does is professional and the marketing add-on. You have a solution, you decide for the whole marketing add-on package together. So you one premium. The last one is P account. What is your one large company like that, where you have many companies, you can actually have one higher end account monitor all those large venues. Pretty much the packages that is part of that solution. build these, depending on how many you're going to have. For example, have a large, has many stores. There's going to be a venue, a site. So, or the site, any definition, engagement, pre-sale staff to go on the implement and how your customer are they going to need notifications? You know, what if it needs to be put onto to be able to give you the journeys. Then when that pre-sales, if we go ahead and do the venue, so that'll take a week or two. The venue information is provided. Last page will need that, and depending on the.
So this is directly with Samsung to you guys do this.
Right, exactly. Yeah, working with the reselling to be able to get the information.
So this is like set up a meeting and then there's an on-site, correct?
Site depending on the plate order is sent out to the reseller. We'll have a link to, gather so that we can information. Then we'll schedule it with the reseller and to gather the information.
So there is no hardware going space, which makes it a lot easier. And all that can be done. Our guys and all guest analytics packages, retail environment or a public type environment, data that really helps on the return user successfully since the first of the year. Helped probably 5 or 6 times much quicker with receiving this data. So a portion that we've been needing to differentiate us a little bit from
the Wi-Fi configuration for NTSDirect, and they with Samsung's help will be able to build a customer solution. Part of that is you'll need for the access points to understand the hardware to the order. The access point you got out specialty need, room size, information that goes into that. About earlier with Alan, you've done in the building, configuration heat and access points you're going to need. Or of course, if you're going to do installation, so we have the system is the license, the features that the Samsung Assured Service for both and the licenses. You get your support that you just give a call and we can work with you to get it. Again, available on PRM portal. Some other guests, hopefully you got the web here. So for the users and partners, they can go down, and for the party, be able to register. Partners website registered. You can get the book, understanding, get certified, and move with the process. For the slide deck, you have right here on the Samsung Guest Analytics site. Currently, history from April 14th. How many people currently I have one up to 12 users, so there's been 60 users out of 500. So days it's 32%. Learning users can tell the how many most of the 5 to 34. So we get a good devices, operating systems, venues. I got 7 access. This is the Dream Cafe, which is in Dallas. They got 102. So it's a pretty powerful, a lot of information set up. I can set login profiles, and depending on who, an access journey, my connection logs, my analytics. After a certain amount of time.
Of the people.
It depends on what information it is, and if they log in, you can get a survey from the survey on it. But how they, I don't know.
So is there any involved there too? I mean, like if Facebook is active and took a selfie, does it grab information?
Yeah,
it's an option depending on how they want to set it. Do you want a Facebook profile or their username and thing? So the user, go ahead and log me on my Facebook or not. We gather what we can.
So, you guys have any questions?
I think if you come across an opportunity to your NTS rep, make sure that they get the right resource manufacturer standpoint. Everybody, hopefully.
And see, at the various certification classes, both in Richardson, be on the lookout for the board. We'll see the price on the 2 new APs on the 524. I believe next week on the same day as land price books. A lot of things happening here. We appreciate everyone's time. I will email it to post it on it, so I'll make it this afternoon. Appreciate everyone's time. I'll give you back a few minutes of your and wish everyone.
Thank you.